Good afternoon, I'm Erik Rudin. I'm Field CTO for cPacket. And today we're going to talk about our first use case, which is around service assurance, around an interesting use case, real-time video production. So here we are streaming our data live on the internet to you receiving this information at home. So I think this is a great example. I see network cables all over the place. We're pushing packets through the internet, and ultimately you can hear what I'm saying, and you can get the context of the shot. So I think we've put together a short video to kind of show what this looks like, and if you've been watching streaming services online, have you ever seen this before? This is when something happens and then you missed the shot, right? And so there has been a couple events in the news where the quality of the video service is really a big issue for these businesses. So we're going to walk you through a scenario today that shows how video production works and the different components along the path, but more importantly, show that there's a complexity and there's a real-time element that needs to be troubleshot, and we need to have that data in and provided to the right operators at the right time. And so Ron is going to walk through what that looks like.
Thank you, Erik. Yeah, I think we didn't create the incident that we had, but and I was actually thinking maybe we don't need this use case example, because actually what we want to do with this use case is kind of demonstrate the, I would say, pre-AI and how things work when things don't work, right? So the idea is when you have a live streaming event like this one, just think about millions and millions of people watching, and many cameras around the stadium, and you want to get it done, and you want to do it in real time. It's a pretty complex environment, right? You have the video cameras going to the van, that is where the production sits. It goes up many times to the cloud. In the cloud, it can be doing the processing. Then you have to do transcoding. Sometimes transcoding is done in the cloud. Sometimes it's done in their main studio, and then it goes to distribution. And if something doesn't work, then who's to blame, right? Is it the video machine? Is it the transcoder? Is it that link to the cloud? Is it just somebody kicked the cable off the camera, right? So in order to address that, what you're looking for is really being able to put monitoring points everywhere and at least get to very quickly to the MTTR, right? Was it a network issue, or was it something else? Because again, there are a lot of systems that are operating there. And the idea here is really be able to deploy that, get the information to a dashboard, and set out of the dashboard an API that allows you to create an alert in real time. And from a lot of consideration, that's a relatively simple thing, right? Because really, when you're doing video, you pretty much don't want packet loss, right? So you don't need to be very smart about how you set a baseline to know that you have a problem. So we have the ability to analyze RTP, or video streaming, all the time. And what you're seeing here is essentially we set up an alert that says, okay, if you were seeing any increase in video packet loss, send me an alert. I'm getting it in a real-time alert into Slack, and I'm clicking the link, and because the internet is working, I can see exactly what happened, which stream is impacting. This is a replay that we have in the lab, and I'm able to go and resolve the location of that, right? Was it someone hitting the fiber on the camera? Was it the video machine? Or if it's not the video machine, was it the AWS link? Was it anything else, right? So the idea here, again, because it's relatively simple to know that you have a problem, you can respond in relatively real time. And you can get a Slack message. You can, I think at the same time it logged me out. We created also a ticket in ServiceNow or Datadog or any of these other tools that you have, right? So it's really about, if I know that something, if it's very easy to identify based on the metrics that we have, that something is wrong, I can connect it to your workflow to get the alert in real time, go figure out where the problem is, and either reroute, or if it's a video problem, a transcoder problem, you'll have to believe me that it's there because I'm not a ServiceNow. Oh, here it is. Right, so we got the ticket in ServiceNow, right? So the idea is really to show that it's not just about again, hoarding the data, getting the data. It's really about identifying things in real time, sending the event to whatever tool that you're using, and then you were able to go and figure things out from there. So if all works well, you're actually going to see the shot, and maybe, and as happened here, we came back. And I think it's this section, I was arguing if we should take it out, but I guess it was, in the context of today, it worked well.
Okay.
I'll just let Erik close it.
Okay, just to go back to our maturity model, that we talked about with the customer journey. And this is just to help apply it and get everyone thinking about this from an outcome perspective and how can they consume that. So what Ron talked about was speed is essential, right? Real-time video is real-time. There's complexity with the transcoding and the processing, where in the path it could happen. And so if you're deploying cPacket along those monitoring points, we're getting the data into the system, then we're integrating it into the ecosystem, we're having the dynamic dashboards, but also we're improving the triage process, right? And that's really essential. If you have the right data at the right time, that's going to help you get that insight. And then, what we know how to validate this. And so this is when we were talking to the business executives that are concerned about the service, is we want to maintain, great customer experiences. You want to be able to get the shot. You want to be able to prove that we are able to do this better. We can do that by looking at mean time to resolve, also mean time to innocence. And then we also can use the AI on top of this to help accelerate our existing processes.